is me. It's currently September 10, 7:12 p.m. I just woke up from a nap. Still kind of tired though. And I have homework to do for tomorrow. I have a quiz and like a text, 300-word text write, which isn't a lot. I gotta start it eventually. But I'm just so tired, like my whole body is sore. This weekend I went on an intensive class, intensive phys ed class. It was like outdoor education activities, and it was basically just camping. Well, not actually camping, because we all stayed in like a cabin. It was called the Kinky House, by the way. But yeah, it was really fun. Like, I liked the whole group. I got to talk to new people. We went canoeing and kayaking in the rain on the first day. It was uncomfortable being like all soaked and having wet socks, but it was an experience. Out on the water, we like got to switch positions, and then I went from a double canoe to, well, canoes are always double, but I went from a canoe to a solo kayak. That was really cool. We also like played werewolf a lot, 2 games actually. And what else? We had like these group presentations to do. On the first day it was like a bingo icebreaker. We got split off into teams and had to go off and do tasks. And then the next day it was still raining, but we went hiking. It was more drizzling this day, like on and off. So we went hiking. The view was pretty. That's mostly why I'm sore. Like my upper thighs are sore, and my shoulders for some reason, probably because of the backpack. Went hiking, and then we also tried to make like little fires. The goal was the challenge was to make them last at least 5 minutes. No one did that though, because it was all wet everywhere and branches were soaked. And then we went back to the house, played a lot of group games, went back out for my group's presentation, which was Cops and Robbers in the Dark. And okay, when I say presentation, it's not really a presentation, it's just like animating, and that brought me back to like being a day camp counselor and having to animate these rowdy kids. The teacher had to step in for me, which was nice of her. I hope I don't fail the presentation though, because there was a lot of people falling and getting hurt, which was our bad. I mean, it was wet and it was dark outside. Yeah. And then the teacher had 2 assistants too. This one guy, he's such a dad. He would pull like a bunch of dad jokes. The first time we met him was during a lecture back at the school, and then when he left, he said, if there's one thing I want you guys to remember, it's that there are 3 types of people in this world: those who can count and those who can't. And then he said deuce. So yeah, you can get the type of person he is. He just kept cracking jokes. It was so funny. We loved him. Anyways, yeah, so he actually was able to make a big fire so that we could all just camp around it at night and roast marshmallows, which was really fun. After we went back to the house, went to bed, blah blah blah. The next morning, the sun actually chose to come out, so there were a few of us who went to go see the sunrise, myself included. It was pretty cold, but it was very pretty because you saw like mist on the lake, separating and then going off into the air. We saw loons as well. And then we had our last group presentation, which was like this scavenger hunt / workout, where we had to split off into teams again and then go off into the forest to find envelopes and then go back to the task manager. I don't know why I'm explaining all this in detail, but we had to go back and then he'd give us a task. There was like a relay race, doing 50 push-ups collectively, doing a plank for 5 minutes all together, balancing on one leg, and then for each task that you completed, you got like an item to make a fishing line, and my team got second. Yeah. And then we went back out on the water, and it was better today because it was sunny, it wasn't that cold, and it was great. I was in a double kayak this time, and we ended up doing a relay race, and we won. Our team won. So then we went back, packed up everything, and then left. It's just a really fun weekend. I love the outdoors. I love nature. I just wish I could do more of it, like, on my own accord. But, yeah. The intensive was really fun. Then I had class. I got back yesterday at like 9 p.m., 8 p.m., 7 maybe. Did my laundry, and then had class at 8:30 this morning, so I had to wake up a little early. Tomorrow my class is at 11:30, so I'm chilling. But I have assignments due that I have to start. I forgot my notebook though with all my notes for the quiz for one of my classes, so I don't know what I'm gonna do for that. Let's hope it doesn't count for that much. And then I also have to read 60 pages of a book. I'm just like chilling right now, as in like I'm just doing whatever with my life. I'm in school though, so I'm not just doing whatever, but like doing whatever in the meaning that I'm just messing around, because I don't know, I don't want to say it's getting bad again, but physically my health is kind of going to, no, okay, after class today I wanted to go see a clinic for this cough that I've been having for the past 4-ish months, like since I came back from Spain. And I kind of know why it started, but I just want to know if I have asthma, because I don't know, it's not that I like get out of breath often, but mainly when I like do physical activity, I like get like all of a sudden. And I don't know, I should get a lot of things checked out, to be honest, health wise, physically and mentally, but I guess I've been lazy, or I've just not really been willing to until now. But yeah, I did not end up going to a clinic because appointments are a thing and I couldn't get one right away. But I contacted the nurses at my school. They just sent me back a message asking me to call to make an appointment, and I hate phone calls, so I know I should get shit checked out, because there's a lot of things wrong with me, physically, I mean, maybe mentally, I don't know, but yeah, because I don't want to say my health has been shit this year, but it's been worse than the past years, I guess. Like, I fainted 2 times this year. The first time this year was when I went out with some friends on a hot day in the summer. And, okay, we were just walking around, and it was hot and all, But we walked to this like Mexican restaurant and ordered some food. And before that, when we were walking around, all of a sudden I just had this urge to sit down. So I did on the side of the street, and my friends thought that it was because of like my vape, so they took it away from me. But then when we went to the restaurant, as we were waiting for our food, all of a sudden, like, my hearing got all muffled, and then I was getting black spots in my vision, and I was like, I don't feel good, I have to sit down. So my friend was like, okay, go sit, go take a seat, we'll wait. But then I was literally getting black spots and my vision just blacked out completely. I could still kind of hear, and I was still like aware that I was up, but I just couldn't see. Like, I know my eyes were open as well, I think. I just really couldn't see. So then I was trying to like reach out for my friend. So then she started like dragging me to a seat, but she didn't know that like my vision had blacked out. So she was dragging me to a seat, and like she planted me in front of it, but I just couldn't see, and I didn't want to like fall butt first on the ground. So I was just trying to stand up as much as I could. And then eventually I did actually black out, and she told me that I like just all gave out on the floor, and there were people around, but like thank God for those people, because like these group of men like helped. This is what my friend told me. They helped me like sit up, because I was like on the floor of that restaurant, and they picked me up and put me on their bench, like on their table where they're eating. I feel so bad for interrupting the meal, but I'm also so grateful that they helped me. And then when I came back to it, like I was like slowly coming back to my senses, and I felt like a bunch of water on me, and I thought it was all sweat, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sweaty. And they're like, no, we threw water in your face, you're all good. But like all of a sudden there's like people around me, water pouring down my face. Someone brought like spray alcohol and then gave it to my friend to like spray and put on my neck. Apparently that helped. I didn't know that, so now I know. And I was just low-key so embarrassed, cause what the fuck was that? But yeah, the restaurant gave us a free water bottle, and like after that we found a table, so I got up from the table that the other people put me on, even though they're like, oh, it's okay, let us sit, but we found a table. So then I moved there, and we were still waiting for our food, so I was like, while I was just sitting there, I was just trying to wipe the water off my face and trying to like calm down. And while I was there, like another worker brought up like the spray alcohol thing, but then we're like, oh no, it's okay, I'm gonna go. And that was just like a whole thing. We eventually got our food, ate, said thank you to the guys as they left, and that was the first time I fainted. Granted, it was like a hot day, and I hadn't really eaten anything that day, but that's why I was at the restaurant waiting for food. But yeah, the second time was kind of more like low-key. It was while I was on shrooms, okay, but I just remember coming in and out of consciousness. I won't go into detail about that, but yeah. So yeah, just 2 times. But the very first time I remember passing out before this year was back in high school in Sec 5, in the gym class that I had in the morning. Like, we were just running around, and then all of a sudden when the teacher assembled us back and was talking, I just suddenly went to the floor, but like more low-key, because I didn't know I didn't know what passing out was like, but I just went to the floor and like nobody noticed, thankfully. It was like a quick yeah, so that was that. All of this is coming out because for my phys ed, I'm supposed to do a workout plan. But I feel like my cardiovascular endurance and muscular endurance have gone down since. So, which is also why I want to get my shit checked, so I can have an excuse as to why I can't complete it to the full capacity, because I'm supposed to be working on my cardio and muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is okay, I guess. It's more so running. I had a running phase back in high school as well, where I would run a lot, well, more than once a week at least, but that was also for a class. So I don't know, I just feel icky. Like, I don't want to become those like gym people, but I do want to be healthy, you know. But I know that takes like determination and will too. But it's not that I'm super unhealthy. I feel like I'm average. I don't know. But I'm also kind of scared because like my family has a history of medical issues. And right now I know my parents are working their asses off for me and my siblings while having these medical issues. So it's like, it's not that I want to do better than them, because medical issues are like not anyone's fault. Most are not anyone's fault. It's just like genetics, or it's just life. But I want to be able to run 23 kilometers in 20 minutes is what I put as my goal for my workout plan. But I have 4 weeks to do it, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I guess this is just another life update to procrastinate even further my work. Did that sentence make sense? To distract myself further from doing my work. Yeah. I'm still looking for a job. I got a shift at an old job last week, but it was this whole thing. So it was a job that I worked during the school year, and then they like contacted me again asking me if I could come work a shift last week, and I did. But like the usual, but we were like so understaffed, and like my supervisor got replaced by someone else, and it was this whole thing of like miscommunication. And now I may or may not have been officially fired from that workplace. So I'm still currently looking because I have so much free time, and I don't really like being cooped up in my room at home. Like after class today, I literally just went around and walked, but then I started feeling tired and icky that I went home early. Like I could have went to the school library and done my work, but again, laziness, I guess. So I just came back home and then took a 3-hour nap. And now I have to do my homework. Okay, I'm actually gonna go start, so thank you for watching. Let me know what your family medical history is like. But yeah, thank you. Have a good day, good night, good morning, wherever you are.